Morning everybody, welcome back to another CYT-Crypto episode. My name is Stephen Aitchison. There's a wee bit of technical difficulties there, but we've got it sorted now. Camera is working, hopefully. And I'm just going to check to make sure we're live and everything's up and running. See if we've got anybody in the house. Today we're going to be talking about the markets, just in general, what's been happening overall. We're going to be talking about BTC price manipulation, which is definitely going on. And the only way to combat that is to think like a whale. What would the whales do? If you were a whale, if you had 1,000 Bitcoin, 10,000 Bitcoin, what would you do if you had that to manipulate the markets? So we're going to be looking at that, and we'll be looking at some of the news as well. And if you could crush the likes, if you could go down the like button, just crush the likes just now, that would be fantastic. And I'll just take a wee sip of coffee, just make sure we are live. Yeah, there we are. And we'll just look at what's going on just now. Okay, we'll just jump over to the chat area. Who have we got in? At Verhagen is in the house just now. Welcome to you. David Schwartz, welcome. Liam Hunt, Chris Noble, Benjamin K, RC is in the house. Relts is in the house. Marcus Jafari, Mac Pollen, Crypto Don Wan is in. Tim Gash, JC Stander, Mike D, one of the Brown admins. Not seen for a while, mate. Not spoke to you for a while. John Law is in the house. And Donny Don Matthew, Martin and Sonia, Peter Harding, Wolf, Lenkowitz. Is that correct? Lenkowitz, Mitch Dieter, Gareth Basage, Tony P, Alex Jug, High Plains Drifter from Sydney. Good to see you here. And if you've not subscribed yet, just subscribe to this channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the kind of likes button as well, and hit the notification bell as well. Okay, what's been going on in the markets? We'll just take a wee look. Just now, we kind of know what's been going on, but we'll just have a wee look overall. So we're down to $196 billion market capitalization. Bitcoin dominance has gone up again to its highest point. I think it's the highest point this year, 55.6%. And where were we? Bitcoin dominance. That's total market cap, percent total market cap. Okay. 55.6%, I think. We're at 61%. That was back in December. So it's officially the highest point of the year for Bitcoin dominance, 55.6%, which is kind of crazy. So a lot of people coming out of alts and going into kind of Bitcoin just now. So Bitcoin itself, it's just, it's kind of mental what's going on. With the Bitcoin price just now, it's just up and down by $300-400, which that cannot happen organically. It couldn't happen organically. Going up $300-400 at a time, going up and down 3-4% in the space of a couple of minutes. And we'll look at the charts in a wee second just to show that. But it's just kind of crazy what's happening just now. Okay, so who's the winners? Dash, One Chain, Bitcoin Diamond. It's up to 180. It did fall down to about 160 or something. Bitcoin Dark is coming back up, so all the Bitcoin forks are coming up again after dropping kind of large and big time. Dogecoin, IOTA, Nexus, MCO all up, but not by that much. So we've got about 95% in the green. Archain, DigixDAO, Kin is down again, 71. Gizo, when's that going to stop falling? Stellar, True USD we can't count, XRP down, PivX, Qtum, and that's it. So there's about 7% of the market is in the red, but guaranteed the day before they would have all been in the red. So we'll just look at the next 100 and see what's going on there. Who's up big time? We've got Wager is up 34% to 15 cents. Prism, Dignity, Cosmo Chain, Dragon Chain, Buybox Token, Genesis Vision, Bytewall, Bytes. They're all up. Namecoin is down, Ender, Arcblock, Aurora, Emercoin, Bitcoin Interest, and Z Classic, Digitex Futures, True Chain, Nexo, Cortex, Purecoin all down as well. So there's more in the next 100 that are down than in the top 100. Okay, so that's what's happening at the moment in the markets. So we'll just have a look at the kind of Bitcoin chart just now and kind of see what the hell happened. This is on the 1 hourly chart. And we can see here on the 8th of September, we kind of dropped from 6,400 all the way down to 6,100. And I said last week, I think we're going to go up and we're going to see 6,800. Timing, totally got it wrong. I thought by today we'd be up to 6,800. We've still got the end of the day, but I don't know if it's going up to 6,800 or not. But I did think by today it would go up. But then look at this. So if we see this, if we can look at this on the 15-minute chart, actually. On the 15-minute chart, so this fell within a space of literally half an hour. So it was up at 6,400, fell down to 6,100. Within kind of half an hour it fell. But look at this again. We went from, and this was in the space of an hour as well, 6,200 all the way up to 6,385. Again, and again that was within the space of an hour. And back down again within the space of a couple of hours. There's no way that this is happening organically. That this is kind of real price manipulation. You can see the price here, and the price drop from 7,000 as well. If we see the price drop all happened within the space of a couple of hours there, then another price drop here to 6,100, up again to 6,500, down, up. It's just crazy the prices are things that are going on with Bitcoin price just now. And I was thinking about this, how do you combat this? Because you can't use TA, you can't use technical analysis on this to predict kind of price manipulation. If there is price manipulation, and it looks so glaringly obvious that there is price manipulation going on here. And it's not just by one person either, it's obviously going to be a group, a consortium of kind of people that's manipulating the price. And thought, okay, how do you actually combat BTC price manipulation? If you're in alts just now, because it affects the whole market, it doesn't just affect the Bitcoin price, it affects the whole market here. How do you actually combat that? Or how do you trade it? Or you just say, okay, I'm just going to get out. What's the point of being in this game if it's this manipulated? Well, the only thing we can do is to go with the manipulators, go with the whales, what the whales are doing, and try and think like a Bitcoin whale. So if you had 1,000 Bitcoin just now, if you had 1,000 Bitcoin, that means you've got $7.5 million worth, and that's not that much comparatively. And we looked at how many kind of wallets held over $1 million Bitcoin or $1 million worth of Bitcoin last week, and there's about 9,900 or something, just under 10,000 wallets held just under or just over $1 million worth of Bitcoin. So if you're a Bitcoin whale, or even a mini whale, if you've got 1,000 Bitcoin and you want to kind of manipulate the markets in some way, what would you do? You could sell off Bitcoin if it's up to kind of 7,400. You could sell it off and watch it go down by $1,000. And if you just do that, and say for example you went into Tether, for example, and you just sold off 1,000 coins, obviously you wouldn't be able to do that. It wouldn't be that easy to get rid of 1,000 coins. But if you sold off 1,000 coins and it went down to from 7,400 to 6,400, you've just made $1 million. You buy back that 1,000 coins at 6,400, you buy it back, and you've just made $1 million by selling 1,000 Bitcoin. So you sell 1,000, it makes $1,000 for you. You've got $1 million. So another, whatever it is, I don't know how much $1 million would buy for Bitcoin. Another 100 Bitcoin, just over 130 Bitcoin or something. So now instead of having 1,000 Bitcoin, you've got 1,130 Bitcoin. And you do the same and the price is going up. So you wait and you can drop it again by $400, and you could push it back up by $400 or $500. But this is not just one person. This is obviously a consortium doing this, and they're making millions and millions of dollars, just dropping the price, pushing it back up, dropping the price, pushing it back up. However, it's a dangerous game, because if this goes under $6,000 for a longer term, then it's going to become unprofitable to mine Bitcoin. So you're going to get the miners getting out of the game. If the miners get out of the game, it's going to slow down Bitcoin. If it slows down Bitcoin, that has a big knock-on effect on everybody else. And a lot of people are just going to get out the markets and they're just going to say, right, crypto is just way too volatile. So they don't want to push it down too much. So if you're thinking like a whale, or trying to think like a whale, and obviously we're not whales, so we don't know how they think, but if you're thinking like a whale, the next obvious step for Bitcoin price is to go up. The next obvious place would be to start buying from round about these levels. I've always said I don't think it's going to go below 5,800 in the short term. It might do later on, but I don't think short term it's going to go below 5,800. So the only thing they can do is really push the price up again. Buy at 6,300. Start buying them all up at this price and waiting the price going up, and then kind of bringing it back down again when it gets to 8,000, 9,000, 10,000. So how do you win in this game? Can you win in this game if you're just a small fish like you and I, who've got kind of half a Bitcoin, 1 Bitcoin, 5 Bitcoins even? It's going to be extremely, extremely difficult. And it does make you look at it and go, right, I'm just getting out of this game. This is just too risky. But the other way to do it is just to hodl. And I don't mean hodl your kind of altcoins. I'm talking about kind of getting Bitcoin and just hodling for the long term. Just getting as much Bitcoin as you can, and obviously we're trading the altcoins as well. So if BTC price is manipulated, then obviously that means all the other alts are going to follow suit as well. Just get some of your thoughts on that as well. Who have we got in? Honest Crypto Journey has joined us, Jacob Hopkins. Thanks for doing these videos. My pleasure, mate. My pleasure. Justin Churchill is in, Mervyn Skidmore. Gene, what's up, folks from Northern Ireland? LTC, Sleeping Giant, or just sleeping? I don't know what's going on with LTC, Ethereum as well, Bitcoin, all the big ones, kind of Neo as well. David Schwartz, why didn't Trig show up on CoinMarketCap when you were looking on the top gainers? Trig is up 49%. So CoinMarketCap for Trig. Because it's ranked 357, so it's outside the top 100. So it's just the top 100 when we do the kind of highest risers. So Trig was up 55%. It was up actually more than that. But even it's gone up 55%. But look, that 55% is just a tiny little blip on Trig. If we look at Trig just now where it was, its all-time high, $8.85 was Trig. So like 40 times where it is from here. So thinking about it from that point of view, you just see it's a tiny blip on there just now. So yeah, that's why it didn't show up on the high risers, because it's ranked 357 now. Mervyn Skidmore sings, Bitcoin goes up and it goes down again. I'm never going to sell my bags. I'm just trying to think what song that is. I know what song it is. I get knocked down but I get up again, and that's what it is, isn't it? Honest Crypto Journey, the news that with an official release issued September the 9th, the SEC announced a temporary suspension of exchange traded notes. Won't be that won't be helping either. So that's not good. Exchange traded notes was kind of like an alternative to the ETF. So obviously the SEC have announced a temporary suspension of exchange traded notes as well. It's just kind of crazy, and this is why I don't think that the BTC manipulators, and that's how the price is being driven just now with the BTC manipulators. That's why I don't think it's not going to be long before they're not going to be able to do this for much longer when the regulation comes in, obviously, but because they want to see a market as well where they're going to make money. If they just play about with Bitcoin too much, the Bitcoin price way too much, what's going to happen is the SEC are not going to get involved, the regulators are not going to come in, the institutional investors are not going to come in, and the crypto market is just going to be dead. The cryptosphere as a whole is just going to be dead for kind of trading. So they're playing a very kind of scary game just now, and I think they see this as the last kind of chance, hopefully as the last chance to actually manipulate the markets to the degree that they've been manipulating the markets. And this is just my kind of theory of what's been going on. I just don't see how the price can drop like $1,000 within an hour or without manipulation. I just don't see how it's possible. Rob Taylor, paying attention to this market from day to day will drive any sane person mad. I'm just hodling the good projects and forgetting thinking long term. I think at these prices, I think that's the only thing the only way we're going to kind of win big time. Again, obviously I still think there's loads of opportunities trading the markets, but we have to pay such close attention to the Bitcoin price, and going back and forth between trading our alts and kind of looking at the Bitcoin price, it's just kind of crazy just now. Rob Taylor, I'm doing the same. Yep, I think it is going to be hodling for the long term. Mervyn Skidmore, LOL, think like a whale, got any plankton. Relt, switching off my mining rigs today, costing me money to mine, now been mining ETC. ETC could be a good one to mine, and a lot of people, there's a news story about Ethereum mining as well. Ethereum mining is becoming unprofitable. So what's going to happen to the Ethereum price as well? And it doesn't help when the leader kind of Ethereum is talking about crypto in a bad way as well. Imran, BTC will be showing bearish divergence overall. I don't think we can use TA. Honestly, I don't think we can use TA on Bitcoin price. Short-term TA, I'm talking really kind of a couple of hours short-term TA, but not long-term TA. I just don't think, what's the point of looking at long-term TA? If it's been manipulated, it's not going to make any difference whatsoever. Are BTC futures good or bad for BTC? Good and bad. Good and bad for BTC. Obviously, you can short as well as kind of go long on Bitcoin futures as well, but it has changed the game somewhat since the Bitcoin futures came in. Gareth Passage, RCN. We'll have a look at some kind of tokens as well and projects. Pete Harding, dollar cost averaging. Best time to buy in is now. Buy red, sell green. Yeah, I think. But then a lot of people, see, here's what's happening. A lot of people thinking, right, it's gone down to $6,000 or just below $6,000. Could it go any lower? With the likes of kind of Tone Vays and people like that talking about it's going to go down to $4,000, people are still asking the question, is now the right time to buy? But it could well be just buying your Bitcoin and just dollar cost averaging. Put $100 in a month, $100 in every single month, and just buy it whatever price it's at, $100 worth of Bitcoin, and just keep on kind of accumulating that way. That might be the best way to do that. Or if you're just starting in the game just now, is to pick the kind of good projects. I'm still bullish on Cardano, the likes of VeChain, the up and coming projects as well. Hallchain is looking good still just now, even in this market just now, it's still up to 20 Satoshi. It's already gone up that 100% I was talking about, and I still think it'll go another 100% from here. Will the whales allow the price to go up and above 8 to 10,000? They will keep selling when they see profit. Well, if you were a whale, if you're a Bitcoin whale and you're thinking, okay, now's the time to start buying and pushing the market up. So if it goes up to $8,000, they'll just kind of hodl it, because they'll start to see positive sentiment coming into the market. So what would you rather do? Just kind of hold and wait until this positive sentiment builds up, till it gets to 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, 30,000. That's when you would start kind of selling off. So if you're buying at $6,000, if you're buying Bitcoin at $6,000 and you've got $6 million kind of worth, which is 1,000 kind of Bitcoin, and it goes up to $20,000, $30,000, if you just hodl and it goes up to $20,000, $30,000, you could sell off 100 at a time without affecting the market and still make a huge profit. So if you're selling off 100 Bitcoin at $30,000, that's $3 million, considering you bought 1,000 Bitcoin with $6 million. So if you think about it that way, that's what I would do as a whale, starting from now around about these prices, because below 6,000, if they keep on selling down, I don't think they're going to short it to 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. If they keep on doing that, a lot of people are just going to get out of the game, and it means institutional investors are going to get scared and not going to get in the game. So where's the new money coming in? So I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think they're going to drop the price much below $6,000. But now would be the time to kind of buy as a whale. I would be looking at buying here and saying, okay, I'm just going to accumulate, and then hodl and just sit and wait it out, because they've got the money to do it. And they've got that money. So if you buy $6 million worth just now, which is 1,000 Bitcoin, and you wait until it goes up, until the positive sentiment kind of goes up as well, and you kind of keep buying in kind of bit by bit as well, and you've got 1,000 kind of Bitcoin, you could wait till it gets to 20, 30,000, sell off 100, still make 3 million, and it still goes up because you're not affecting the market that much. So you're still making a hell of a lot of money from this. Imran is saying I got 50k USD. Where would you put that? Suggestions. 50k USD, if you heard that just now, I'd still say kind of Bitcoin is going to be the kind of one to look at just now if you've got 50k, and I'd be looking at Bitcoin. But okay, we'll just go over to the kind of markets just now and look at some of the projects that are kind of on the up. On Binance, for example, look on Binance. So Trig is up, Vibe is up, RCN is up, MCO, kind of Dash is up, OneChain, Cloak, Bitcoin Diamond, GVT, CVC, QKC, they're all up just now, which is looking good. So Trig jumped kind of massively. It's come back down a wee bit. So it's jumped from yesterday about 62%. It's jumped. But again, you can see this on the chart. It looks, wow, that's a massive jump. But when you look at a macro point of view, it's a little blip. It's a tiny little blip compared to where it was. So it's lost about 95% of its all-time high. So these are still brilliant prices for the alts just now. I still think these are really good prices. But what I would do if I had 50k, I'd probably put half in Bitcoin just now, and I'd look for an up-and-coming kind of altcoin. A Holochain, I don't know, would you put kind of another 25k into Holochain just now? If you're short-term trading, definitely. I think you could still make a lot of money from Holochain. I think it's going to go up another 100%. PundyX, that's just kind of, it's not doing much just now, but we've got to remember PundyX is still making money just now. It's actually selling those kind of point of sale machines that's still making money at the moment. But you might want to look at an alternative to kind of PundyX as well, like Graft. BCN down, I'd just be trading that. I wouldn't actually be buying it for long-term hold. Dent looks to be a good one for the long-term hold. Encash Key, SC, these are all the kind of lower ones. But I'd be looking for an up-and-coming one that's going to change things, that's going to be different from everybody else and what they're doing. And Holochain, they seem to be kind of different. They're looking to be kind of blockchain 3.0 almost. But obviously they're going to have the mainnet launch as well coming up, and it's going to be Holo Fuel that you're going to be buying. So I don't know how things are going to change when Holo Fuel comes out. So yeah, it would be difficult if you had 50k just now. Okay, so we'll look at some of the markets, some of the market stories just now, what's going on. Goldman Sachs, this is confirmed as fake news. Goldman Sachs not abandoning crypto trading desk, plans to launch Bitcoin derivative. So a story circulated through the mainstream crypto media, this was last week, that we spoke about that Goldman Sachs was abandoning his crypto trading desk, ended up being fake news. Not only is Goldman Sachs not abandoning crypto trading desk, according to its chief financial officer, Martin Chavez, Goldman Sachs is looking to expand its operation by launching a Bitcoin derivative. So Martin Chavez says, I never thought I would hear myself use this term, but I really have to describe that news as fake news. The fake news made the rounds on 5th of September, the same day Bitcoin crashed from 7,400 to 6,400. So a lot of people blamed the kind of crash on this news, including me. I looked at this news and thought, okay, and this is why I thought it was going to go back up once this was discovered as being fake news. And I said last week, this is why I think Bitcoin is going to go back up to $6,800, $7,000, and on its way up past that, because this was classed as fake news. But again, my kind of conspiracy head kind of comes on and just says, okay, this news was a perfect, ideal opportunity for the kind of Bitcoin manipulators just to kind of crash the price, and this was used as a scapegoat for the price kind of dropping so much in such a short space of time. So I think this news story, this fake news story, was used as a scapegoat for the price crashing. I just think it was kind of manipulators at the time as well. So I'm surprised it's not gone up just now. I'm surprised the Bitcoin price has not gone up already, and I still think it's going to go up. I've just got the timing wrong. I believe I've got the timing wrong. So where are we just now? I'll take this off. Yeah. So we're up at 6,328 at the moment. And this is on the daily chart, the 4-hourly chart. So 4-hourly chart, the divergence between the 25 EMA and the 7 EMA is kind of coming closer. It's coming closer together. So this is going to go up. I'm convinced this is going to go back up to 6,800 or $7,000 in the next. It might be the end of today. I don't know, but I'm convinced it's going to go up. Certainly this week, it's going to be back up to 6,800. I believe. And because I'm thinking that because that the kind of Goldman Sachs story was fake news, and I think it was a perfect opportunity for the manipulators to kind of crash the price. Have done that. Now I think they're going to push the price up past the $6,800, past 7,000, and then we're going to see a mini bull run, and I think there's going to be a crash after that as well. So we need to wait and see what happens here, but I'm still convinced this is going up soon to $6,800, and I mean very soon. What's the other news? Bitcoin price, this is from usethebitcoin.com. Bitcoin price surges up to 6,450 in mere seconds. This is what I'm talking about. It's not natural that this kind of happens. That goes from 6,190 to almost $6,450 in just 4 minutes. So Bitcoin was traded close to 6,100 in the last hours of September the 8th, nearing its 2018 low point, and it grows 4% in 4 minutes. It's just not natural. This is not something that's organic. And this is why we kind of know it's manipulated, but how do we prove that it's kind of manipulated? How do you actually prove that? Because you sound, as soon as you say that, you sound like a conspiracy theorist. Okay, this was what I was talking about earlier on. Ethereum co-founder, there isn't an opportunity for another 1,000x growth. So Vitalik Buterin questions the growth potential for blockchain and crypto. So he's even questioning his own kind of cryptocurrency as well. But he's questioning the whole kind of crypto space. I still think there's going to be opportunities out there for your 1,000 gains or 1,000x gains. And some of them, and the likes of kind of holochain up and coming, I think it's going to be up and coming ones that is going to give you the 1,000x gains. So Vitalik says the blockchain space is getting to the point where there's a ceiling in sight. If you talk to the average educated person at this point, they probably have heard of blockchain at least once. There isn't an opportunity for yet another 1,000 times growth in anything in the space anymore. I don't believe that. It's kind of bearish sentiment from Vitalik, but I still think there's going to be opportunities for 1,000x growth. But we're not looking for that. We're just looking for even 10x growth, 100x growth. So if you think about it from that point of view, I still think there's loads of opportunities in the crypto market with the kind of projects that are out. We just have to kind of sort out all the crap that's out there, get rid of them, and just trade the kind of good ones as well, and kind of hodl the good ones as well. And this was another one, Ethereum mining now close to unprofitable. And this is where I get worried about Ethereum. So Ethereum's hash rate has fallen. This is from kind of trustnodes.com. Ethereum's hash rate has fallen recently after a continuous period of up and up until August, when it turned downwards from 300 trillion hashes to a second to 270 trillion hashes a second. That's one of the biggest falls in hash rate, although it has been seen previous falls, like in April when it dropped to 20 terahashes, or in July, but 30 tera drop may be a first, and that's after a period of relative stability since March. So what they're saying is, an Ethereum miner said late last month that it costs $152 in electricity bills to mine one Ethereum. That's just $30 above Ethereum's recent low of $185 today. And with the cost of $152 being just for electricity, you've got to account for kind of time, the hardware costs as well for that. So Ethereum is on the cusp of kind of being unprofitable. That means that a lot of people are just going to leave and not mine Ethereum anymore. What they're going to do is mine something else, like Ethereum Classic. Somebody kind of mentioned earlier on, they're going to mine Ethereum Classic. And that begs the question, should we be looking at Ethereum Classic to invest in? So if we do that, we'll look at Ethereum Classic just now and just put BTC. And we've kind of mentioned Ethereum Classic before as a kind of tip for a trading stock, and it's done really well for a while and it's come back down. So with the Coinbase news about Ethereum Classic and with this news about Ethereum not going to be profitable anymore, is it going to be more profitable to mine Ethereum Classic, for example? Are people going to move over to that as well? And that's why I believe the Bitcoin price is not going to fall that much either, because it's not going to be profitable for miners to mine Bitcoin roughly about $5,800. And the same goes with Ethereum. So could Ethereum Classic be a good alternative to Ethereum? So what's the BTC USD? So $11.24 just now. If we look on the daily chart, what's this highs? I'm talking at a high of about $46. Well, I think it's been higher than that actually. We'll just look on the kind of all time. Ethereum Classic. So the all-time high, yeah, it was about $46 then. Yep, so that is correct. So $46, so around about 4 times from where it is just now. So 300-400% gain to be had from here if kind of Ethereum Classic goes back up to its all-time high, which was in May 2018. Sorry, that was back in January 2018. So Ethereum Classic could be a good one for the longer term as well. If you're looking for $50,000 to put into that, Ethereum Classic could be a good one. And it's near its kind of lows just now. It's not been this low since May 2017. And it's near those lows again. So Ethereum Classic might be a good long-term one. Other news. Oh, that's somebody talking about the consolidated all their holdings into Holochain. And here's why. So this is from kind of a Reddit user from Drumboy256. And it's saying here, I work in a major Fortune 100 company of which everything is going cloud. Something as a service is the future, and Holochain with the agents acting as their own consensus chain based on fingerprinting is the future. And this is a couple of points he's making. Another great friend of mine who works at another Fortune 100 company in semiconductors, ironically in cloud computing, basically asked me verbatim to write up how to buy cryptocurrency, transfer to Binance and buy Holochain. I told him the premise of the project. While it's purely speculative, I can tell that this guy knows what's up when it comes to cloud computing in the next 5 years. Third point was Holochain focusing on beyond blockchain is refreshing. Not sure about the rest of you folks, but Bitcoin is outdated tech. Ethereum as it stands today, even with forks and additions, will most likely fail to scale. And quite frankly, P2P decentralized data is the future. So that's why this guy's kind of going all in on Holochain. And this is where I think that we're going to make the kind of big money if we look at up and coming projects. The likes of, I'm not specifically saying Holochain, but the likes of Holochain, where they're thinking beyond what's happening at the moment. And Holochain seem to be doing that. They seem to be doing that. So I'll post all these links for you as well after this kind of video is finished. What else was there? Yeah, only 27 tokens had over 400 active users today. This is from a tweet. And this is talking about the number of cryptos. We'll just kind of look at these. This is talking about the number of cryptos, and we'll see here, this is from Kevin Rook. Forget about dApps with no users, let's talk about tokens with no users. Only 27 cryptocurrencies had over 400 active addresses today. Yes, 400. You'd think if there was ever a time to buy the dip or panic sell, it would be today. So Bitcoin obviously being the top has got 400 active addresses, but kind of if we go from the bottom, 0x, Zilliqa, VeChain, Stellar Lumens, Elf, Lisk, New Economy Movement, Cardano, Vertcoin, PivX, EOS, Bitcoin Gold. So it's talking about them as having over 400 active users, and that's the number of transactions going through the actual wallets. So I think this is from onchain.fx.com. This is where this kind of data is from. And I just wonder if that data is correct, because they don't track every single kind of Bitcoin, or not Bitcoin, they don't track every single cryptocurrency that's out there. So I think they track maybe the top a couple of hundred. So I don't know if that is actually true, but it just gives a an insight into what's going on with kind of cryptocurrency space just now. Let's go back to the chat. Ganesh, holochain is super strong with great vision, working product with the hollow parts, and they've been going around the world with the hackathons to meet developers to build dApps, top 20 soon. I can see it if there's something about holochain that I do like. Well, there's a lot about it that I do like, but I can just see it going up and up and up. VeChain is the best crypto project out there by far. I think VeChain is strong as well. Holo could be the new ONT. Yeah, I think at some point this is just going to, I wonder where it is just now. It's probably 21 Satoshi. Yeah, 21 Satoshi. Hovering between 20 and 21. So it might go back down to 1921. So 1 billion selling at 21 Satoshi and 119 million buying at 20 Satoshi. So if, say I was kind of a millionaire, for example, and I had, right, I've got a spare 100,000 or something, and just I need to do a video on the top 10 projects. I would just kind of put 100,000 and just go all in on holochain. I would seriously look at holochain as being one of them. Binance would definitely be one of them for me as well. Cardano, I'll definitely put it in that as well. If I had to pick, I'd have to pick a top 10. I couldn't say one would be the very top, but I would definitely be looking at a big small cap project to put all my money in. And we'll look at the likes of BABB, for example, as well. Where is BABB just now? BABB are down to about 7 Satoshi just now, which is not good at all. I'll look at KuCoin. I'm always looking at KuCoin. I know that's the kind of lowest amount of trade volume for BABB, but I just want to see the BTC price. Yeah, between 7 and 8 still. But look at the volume. Not put a half a Bitcoin in volume. So that's just not good at all for trading. So this BABB might get kicked off KuCoin if the trading volume doesn't go up. So I need to kind of look at that as well. But yeah, BABB keeps on going down by 1 Satoshi or something. A couple of weeks ago it was up to 10 Satoshi, 12 Satoshi, kind of 15, 16. And it keeps on going down at the moment. So this is a long-term hold. BABB is a long-term hold, so we shouldn't really kind of be worried about the price. But if it gets kicked off KuCoin, that's not going to do it much favours as well. So they need to look at the trading volume on KuCoin before they get kicked off there. But BABB would be one of those kind of long-term holds. You just say, okay, I've got 31 million BABB tokens. Just wait and see what happens in 2-3 years' time. Instead of watching it every single day as a trader, and you're going to look at the markets every single day as because you're trading it. But the likes of BABB, it's just a long-term hold. You just kind of put it to the side. You say, okay, we'll see what happens in a year's time, or 6 months, a year, 2 years. Whatever is going to happen is going to happen. So you need to wait and see. They're still working in the background, BABB. Not much kind of updates with BABB, to be honest. I don't think they've updated anything major. I'm talking about, they've got kind of some videos introducing people in the company and stuff like that, but there's no kind of major updates. But expect something soon, and we'll need to wait and see what happens with the banking license for Lithuania. I expect that, kind of expect that before the end of the year, but I'm not in the know. I don't know. It was weird. I actually had a dream last night, and I was kind of walking beside Paul Johnson for some reason, but I'm trying to think what the dream was about and what he was saying as well. But we were kind of laughing and joking about something, and I can't remember what it was about. I need to try and remember. I'll just put it to the back of my mind so I can remember. It was a strange kind of waking up this morning. Anyway, that was kind of weird. I don't know why I told you that. So yeah, BABB, putting in projects like this that are up and coming projects, you'd certainly want to put kind of money in something like this. But the likes of holochain looks good as well. Rip this joint. Any chance SRN could go back to $3.50 after phone is released? So SRN, just look at SRN just now. Don't know much about Siren Labs token at all. So it's at 6 cents just now. It's top $3.62. Honestly don't know, and we'll just look at social side. So at least they're updating the users. Perfect use case for Finny in Africa. The biggest challenge for Bitcoin in Africa actually is internet penetration. So the latest from Siren Labs. So I've taken it, this is the phone they're talking about. So Siren Labs crowd sale update. So new website launching soon is upon us. A new website will be launching in a few weeks with not the gorgeous colours of a new branding, but also the highlights, spotlights and information want and need online about Finny. Excited about our new site. Can't wait. Finny, the first blockchain smartphone. So we need to wait and see what the kind of uptake is for the smartphone for that and how it's going to be different as well. Target price $999. I don't know, honest answer, I don't know, but obviously they're going the right direction there, so I need to wait and see. Up to $3.50. It's going to be hard, kind of pushed for $3.50 if it's up at kind of 6 cents just now. Long term, obviously, long term might be looking good for it. Imran, 1 billion people will be using cryptocurrency in 5 years. Brian Armstrong, CEO of Coinbase. Could well be. I think we're all going to be using kind of, maybe not so much cryptocurrency, but blockchain. Blockchain is going to be pervade our kind of life. Definitely, it's going to be an integral part of our life as well, just like the internet is. I think that's how big I see blockchain, the technology being. Cryptocurrency, yeah, I really do believe in cryptocurrency for the long term as well. And I think most of us will be using cryptocurrency in some format. And I think in the future it's going to replace fiat currency. Stu Johnson, morning everyone. Into KBC, it looks interesting. Not seen KBC, or have I? Just Carrot Gold coin. Never heard of it. It's obviously gone up recently to 2 cents from 5/10 of a cent. What markets is it on? Coin B hit BTC. So it's obviously gone up recently. Never heard of it, but if anybody wants to look into that as well, there you go. And Car Vertical, CV, again, not looked at that much. We kind of looked at a couple of weeks ago. See, these kind of market caps, this is what I kind of look at as well, the market capitalization, obviously the use case scenario, the team as well. But looking at the market capitalization, you can't really kind of go far wrong with these kind of prices, but you never know this. It just depends. You'd have to kind of dig deeper. But Card Vertical we've kind of looked at before, and obviously for the long term this could be really good what they're doing just now. DGTX is a BitMEX killer. Is this Digitex? So I think there's a lot of people who be talking about Digitex. I'm just going to search that. It's going slow just now. It's going really slow. So a lot of people talking about Digitex. A lot of people have kind of recommended that as well. So I don't know what's happening with that just now. Steve, what are your thoughts on Silent Notary? Super cheap just now. Again, I've not dug into deep enough. I wouldn't really be able to say. Kin now cheap. Is Kin? Yeah, it is really cheap just now. We've seen that at 71 at the moment. Have you seen EXRN and cross-chain project? Super cheap. I've actually got 4 million EXRN. I just bought it because I had some spare spare Bitcoin. It was just a low amount of Bitcoin I had when I was on some of the exchanges. So I bought EXRN and just put it to the side and just forgot about it. So I bought 4 million, which is worth about $150 just now. But I thought that could be good for the long term. Honest Crypto Journey went long last night on ADA at 12.50 on BitMEX. Exciting but scary. Need my big boy nappies on watching BitMEX. BitMEX is scary just now. So you went long. That's well, depends on, did you do leverage? Did you kind of do leverage on that? Take hopefully it's a low leverage. for that. CYT-Crypto, anything new with them? There's nothing new that I've seen. You kind of need to look on the kind of Telegram or whatever. But BitMEX, what's happening with BitMEX just now? So look at the kind of Bitcoin price, 6299 for the BitMEX price just now. And this is crazy. Look at the numbers on this. 2.5 million contracts for Bitcoin to buy. So it looks like this is going to go up in the next kind of couple of seconds, but you just never know with BitMEX. You can go up and down that quickly. Cardano is 12.25 just now. So I'm down. So I've got a long on Cardano using BitMEX for the September contract at 13.30. So I went long at 13.30, and I've got a liquidation price. I think it's about 10.98 or something like that. So it's not hit the liquidation price, which is good. And I went 5x long on that. So the liquidation price was much lower than if you're doing a 10x or a 20x. I wouldn't do that anyway. That'd just be crazy to do 20x on one of the contracts or the smaller ones if it's not Bitcoin. So I went long on that as well. I put a tiny position in Tron as well at 321. So that's down as well. So the Cardano price, because it's 5x'd, it's down 37%, or just over 30. It's about 40% it's down just now, but that's with the 5x price. Obviously it's down about 8% in total. So to get 100x or to get 100% ROI, I'd probably need to go up to about 1580 or something like that. So I put 0.34 in, 0.34 of a Bitcoin in, and if it goes up to 1580, then I've got 0.7 of a Bitcoin back. But if it goes down below 1080, then I've liquidated. And I'll probably be the last trade on BitMEX. I just thought that was a much safer one to do than kind of trading Bitcoin. Trading Bitcoin just now is a nightmare at the moment. But there's still opportunities to do that. So it's starting to kind of climb up a wee bit. Again, $6,302 on BitMEX. But I definitely wouldn't like to be kind of trading BitMEX on a... Imagine people trading on 100x leverage. I don't know how you could do that. That would just be crazy, crazy mental. Imagine doing that. Or even 50 times or 25 times. I've kind of traded 25 times, but it's not... I wouldn't say it was worth it. And I think this is kind of what's killing the markets just now, is this leverage trading. That's kind of killing the markets at the moment. So I need to wait and see what happens with that. But yeah, I've kind of got an open position in Cardano as well. 10x, but the liquidation price was 10.17, but feel it could pop soon. I do feel it could pop soon. And I think if we're kind of looking at the kind of Bitcoin price, and what I'm saying with the Bitcoin price, I think it could go up to 6,800. If that happens, then obviously Cardano will go up as well, along with all the other alts as well. What's the other alts kind of doing? Bitcoin Cash, it's kind of going up on BitMEX. EOS was one of the better ones. It's not kind of obvious there. 7895. Ethereum, 198. Litecoin is it 875,000 or 87,000. Tron 315. I think that's going to pop soon as well. And Ripple was up. It kind of went up to about 4,600 before it came down. I think that could go as well. That's good for the long term. But they don't have perpetual ones on Ripple and kind of Cardano and Tron. I think they've got a perpetual one on Tron, have they? No, they've not got a perpetual one on Tron yet. Perpetual one is just a rolling one. It just keeps on going. So we need to wait and see what happens there. CYT-Crypto, alright, I've just kind of mentioned that. What happened, the XP experience points, it had 36 sats from 1 sat back in January, then dropped back down to 1 sat. Do not know what's going on with experience. I've got experience points as well, but again, I've just kind of written that off, totally written it off. It's below 1 Satoshi just now. Market cap is 5 million, but if you look at where it was up to 33 Satoshi, with a market cap of 1 billion for experience points. Now it's 5 million. So I don't even look at the news for experience points anymore. I've just written it off altogether. I've got, I think, 1 million of them or something like that, and I just don't care. But I bought it when it was kind of low anyway. It wasn't as if I put a lot of money into it. I think that's it just now. I think that's just about finished for the moment. So if you're watching this on replay, kind of let me know your thoughts on kind of try and think like a Bitcoin whale and where the Bitcoin price being manipulated. Am I being a conspiracy theorist or not? Let me know in the kind of comments below this video as well. And for everybody watching just now, thank you very much for watching. How many people we've got? We've got 62 watching just now. So remember, crush the likes. If you like these videos, just hit the like button just now, and remember to subscribe to this channel as well. Channel is growing very, very, very slowly, but I'm not doing anything to promote it as such. I'm just kind of looking to talk about crypto every morning. And if you want to join us in the premium group, you can. There's a link down below to join us in the premium group as well. Okay, have a brilliant day, whatever you're doing. Until next time, namaste. Take care. Bye now.
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them. Because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square